sports highlights from tonight's game as the American League tries to make it 5 in a row. Join us for 27 News First after tonight's big game.
Next on CBS Sports, Major League Baseball's 63rd All-Star Game.
It's a perfectly beautiful day, a wonderful crowd, and my only regret is that you can't all be here with me in my box and see the ball game.
Well, no matter where you are, you've probably had dreams, and tonight, let's talk about the dreams of children, ordinary kids, down-the-street kids, like that kid with the big left arm, and oh, how those neighborhood kids could hit them, the kids who were chosen first on those lazy days in the park. Let's call them the Goosebump kids because, as it happens, these dreams came true.
Swung on a high drive, left field. It's going deep. Newson at the wall. Gone! Home run, McGuire. Kirby, can he get there? Yes! Puckett runs it down. There's a drive. Way back. It might be out of here. It is a home run. Did he ever cream that way? Swung and there's a drive. Deep left field. Back goes Duncan. It's out of here. Braves win. Braves win. A two-run homer for Pendleton.
Through the years, we've gone from flannels to polyester and a few changes in between. But don't ever lose sight of one thing. Since Babe Ruth stepped up to bat in the first All-Star game, the best in baseball have given us Midsummer's Night Magic.
Williams swings. There's a high drive. Going deep, deep. It is a home run. Roger charges. Here comes the runner Downing. The throw to Carter. They got him at the plate.
And so this year's Goosebump kids have settled in to play out the dream. Young man, you are an all-star. In a perfect Pacific setting, the best of the boys of summer will be playing baseball here tonight at beautiful San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium. We here would like to think of this as our little convention, and so come on in and enjoy a beautiful Southern California setting. The starting lineups, of course, were democratically elected by the fans, and the managers filled in the remaining spots, ever mindful of the mandate to include at least one representative from each team. You know, the All-Star Game is a special event, not only for the fans, but also for the players, especially the 24 first-time All-Stars, such as Biff Roberts of Cincinnati.
The Scrubs will make you jump. We're going to have fun here at the Murph today. Showtime.
And we all hope to have a little fun tonight and hopefully a little showtime. Hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Welcome to CBS Sports' coverage of the 63rd Major League Baseball All-Star Game. You know, Ryan Sandberg told me yesterday, this is where lasting friendships are made, and tonight we hope that some of these newfound friends will also create a few lasting memories. Well, a short time ago, All-Star managers Tom Kelly and Bobby Cox were in their respective clubhouses to deliver tonight's keynote addresses.
We'll start off, Robbie Alomar start off the game hitting first, probably hit a single or a double and steal third, and Wade will get him in. Then Puckett will bunt for a hit, and Joe Carter will drive him around first and third. McGuire can hit something somewhere, sacrifice fly or whatever. Then Mr. Ripken Jr. can pick up some of those pieces in case Mr. Glavin's still in the game. Griffey will probably have a hard time with him. But then we got Sandy on the backside to pick him up, okay?
Just like to congratulate everybody on this team, and I know it's an honor for you, and especially an honor for me to be a part of it, and our coaching staff. And I'll do the best, and our coaches will do the best we can to get everybody in a game. One thing, you know, they always preach winning and this and that, and as you know, Bill White is retiring after this year out of the National League presidency, and Bill has never won one of these games, and Willie Mays in here knows what a great competitor Bill was, and he's talked to me the last 2 days. He definitely wants to win. just like we do, okay?
I think I might have introduced Willie Mays. Although the National League leads the series 37-24 with one tie, the American League has won the last 4 All-Star games. We're going to take a look at Mike Sharperson of the Dodgers. He tried to get his 71-year-old father to come to the game from Orangeburg, South Carolina, but Daddy doesn't fly, and so his son will talk to his dad from the game on a portable phone and tell him the sights and the sounds. Well, that's one highlight for Mike Sharperson. Everybody here yesterday, the highlight was Mark McGwire's performance in the home run derby. At one point, folks, McGwire blasted 8 dingers in a row. And these just weren't over the fence. His teammates wanted to carry him off on a Sudan chair. At one point, Joe Carter came up, thought he was getting a little tired, and so he put some water on him and gave him a little pat on that arm, that big arm, and he went back out there and said, go get another one. McGwire refreshed, hit number 12. He ties Cal Ripken Jr.'s record. The Bass brother still thinking about it today. He talked to Jim Codd.
It was a great reaction. I was shocked just because I'm pretty bad at hitting home runs in BP. I'm not the best at doing that, and it's tough because usually the guy that's throwing the ball isn't throwing that hard, and yesterday he was throwing real good. He found a spot right where I was swinging, and I hit 12 out.
Let me tell you something. If you were there, that is one lasting memory. As you look around tonight, though, try to imagine what it must have been like back in the 30s when there were 2 All-Star games, one for whites and one for blacks. When we come back, we'll show you some Hall of Famers who should have been playing alongside the Babe and the Iron Horse, but couldn't. That story and more as our coverage of the 63rd All-Star Game rolls on from California's oldest city, right here on CBS.
This special All-Star edition of Baseball 92 is brought to you by Quaker State. The Big Q is one tough motor oil. And by Budweiser, the king of beers, who brings you the 1992 Major League All-Star Game with aerial footage provided by the Bud One airship. Nothing beats a Bud.
Some people may not think I'm the world's greatest actor, but I am the Sarah Bernhardt of car movies. I know cars, and I know Quaker State. Nobody protects your engine better. Against wear, against sludge, Quaker State is one tough motor oil. What?
Aspen Cologne for men. A compelling new experience for women. Aspen, now.
Folks in these parts think Tom Lawton is the best thing to ever turn a wrench. But back east, they'll put their money down on the guys at McClellan's. It seems in every town there's always one place that does a little bit better job fixing your car. And it seems the things they all have in common are great mechanics, great service, and Napa parts. Look for the sign of quality car repair. Napa.
If potato chips are gonna cross your lips, keep them fresh, make them fine all the time. That's Pringles, not the Pringles. Not like chips in a bag, they don't stay fresh, it's a drag. Candles bagged with buster pieces, get your hands full of greases. We've got whole crunchy chips, clean and crispy, to your lips. Pringles, not the Pringles. Go for fresh because Pringles got them. Fresh, pop right to the bottom. Once you pop, you can't stop.
Thinking of buying a new car? The good news is you don't have to go for broke.
It is a great time to cut a great deal on an American car.
I also believe that over the last few years that American cars have come back.
How do you find the big bargains and the best buys? We'll tell you in a special Money Crunch report on the CBS Evening News tomorrow.
A picture postcard from CBS Sports to you, San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium, where soon they'll be playing Major League Baseball's All-Star Game. Our next story is about the best ball players who never made it into the Major League All-Star Game. Players such as Cool Papa Bell, who was so quick, they say, he could flick the light switch and get into bed before the room got dark. Recently, I caught up with some of the Negro League greats, ball players who were victims of a terrible circumstance, baseball's color line.
One day we were sitting in the stand in South America, and the president down there, he says, why can't you play in the big league? You can play here. I said, you'll have to ask the 2 Grand Dragons of the crew clerks. He said, who are those? I said, J. Edgar Hoover and George Landis. He said, you are so right.
Everybody just hates the blacks. The guys used to tell us, it's a shame you guys couldn't play in the big leagues. It's a shame you couldn't play with this team, that team. You guys are good.
We were Major League ball players. We were at the top.
And there they were, nameless faces, faceless names, playing America's national pastime as well as any all-star. They were the Negro superstars, and it was indeed a league of their own. Big leaguers, every one of them, but the big league door said no colored allowed. Rube Foster, he founded the Negro National League. His vision back in the 20s when they met at the YMCA in Kansas City was to show America that the coloreds could throw, catch, and hit too. Just when the Negro League started to make news and sense, Baseball Commissioner Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis said, they're not organized. Hall of Famer Buck Leonard replied, we were organized, we just weren't recognized. But hard to be recognized in this country where off the field bigotry and racism prevailed.
The filling station, they didn't want you to go in the restroom.
Some places we go, we couldn't get, you know, a good meal.
Nobody would accept us any place on the highway. So we didn't even try. It was no use.
But they'd come and watch your games, wouldn't they?
Oh, yes.
No team had greater athletes in attendance than Gus Greenlees, a numbers runner who owned the Pittsburgh Crawfords. Some said the Crawfords could beat the 27 Yankees.
5 guys from that ball club is in the Hall of Fame now. 5 from that one ball club. Satchel was on that ball club. Josh Gibson was on that ball club. Judy Johnson was on that ball club. Oscar Charlton was on that ball club. And Cool Papa Bell. This just could have been the greatest ball club ever.
Here on the south side of Chicago, this parking lot is where old Comiskey Park used to stand in all its glory, except for home plate there. It is but a memory, a good one. From 1933 on, though, this is where they played the East-West game, the Negro All-Star game, and the tabloids from all across the country called it the greatest colored sporting event of every year. And you know what? Decades later, you can still hear the echoes.
And I walked out of the dugout and looked up and almost fainted. I'd never seen that many people before in my life.
It was a gala affair, just like championship heavyweight bout.
East-West game was a spectacle. There would be 50,000 plus people in the stand.
Well, somebody had to notice, so enter Branch Rickey. 26 years after Rube Foster founded the Negro National League, Rickey took a Negro leaguer named Jackie Robinson from the Kansas City Monarchs to the history books. But for most Negro League All-Stars, it was way too late.
If you made a good catch, you came through with a hit at the right time, and to have your teammates accept you, have the fans to accept you, that is what we played for.
I love to play baseball, you know. I would have played anywhere. It didn't make any difference to me. We'd play in the States in the summer. We'd go to Puerto Rico, Cuba, Mexico, Venezuela in the winter. You know, I had a good life, baseball.
And there he is, Leon Day. He should be in the Hall of Fame next. And some of the other greats of the Negro Leagues invited here as honored guests by Major League Baseball. By the way, there are 2 organizations helping the ball players from that era, the Baseball Assistance Team and the Negro League Baseball Players Association. They are great guys. And on deck, we'll meet this year's All-Stars, and we continue live from the Murph in a moment. Stay with us.
Not long ago at Subway headquarters, our founder, Fred, had a good idea. Why not take the best part of a chicken, that being the breast, cook it the best possible way, that being slow oven roasting, and serve it on the best bread around, that being Subway's fresh baked bread. The result, the new sliced roast chicken breast sandwich, a sandwich fit for a king. And since our chicken's 93% fat-free, it's fit for fit kings too.
For more information on the new sliced roast chicken breast sandwich, visit the Subway near you.
Personnel, please. 7th floor.
Now, when life turns up the heat, there's Degree antiperspirant. Because it's body heat activated, Degree turns on extra protection when you really need it. Degree, your body heat turns it on.
When a muffler goes, some people look for a cheap replacement.
Fact is, they can get a quality Midas muffler starting at $24.95. Fact is, a guaranteed economizer muffler starting at $24.95. Don't believe anybody ever beats Midas.
I noticed a definite difference in the way they drive.
The Goodyear AquaTread all-season radial. Its advanced deep groove aqua channel channels water away as you drive.
Just like you're glued to the road. 60,000-mile guarantee.
Snow, wet, dry, strong, secure. AquaTread, only from Goodyear.
Gives me a feeling of Aquaman.
Another reason we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
I'd go to Goodyear immediately. I really would.
In a world of constant change, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the rock. The Prudential. Rock solid.
A solo retreat brings an unwelcome guest and a new target. Ravens next Wednesday. Something's new on CBS this summer, filled with intrigue, suspense, and danger. Lee Horsley returns Thursday, July 23rd, in an all-new Bodies of Evidence.
Pat O'Brien and company to welcome you back to San Diego. And as we draw closer to this Midsummer's Night Dream game, it's time now to meet the All-Stars. And at the public address microphone is Bruce Binkowski.
And now, the American League All-Stars. The trainers from the New York Yankees, Gene Monahan. And from the California Angels, Ned Bergert. The batting practice staff from the Minnesota Twins. In the bullpen, Dick Such. Wayne Terwilliger. And in the bullpen, Rick Stelmazik. The coaches from the Kansas City Royals, Hal McRae. And from the New York Yankees, Buck Showalter. And now the players for the American League. From the Baltimore Orioles, outfielder Brady Anderson. And the pitcher, Mike Messina. From the Boston Red Sox, pitcher Roger Clemens. From the California Angels, pitcher Mark Langston. From the Chicago White Sox, third baseman Robin Ventura. And a pitcher, Jack McDowell. From the Cleveland Indians, infielder Carlos Baerga. And a pitcher, Charles Nagy. From the Detroit Tigers, infielder Travis Fryman. From the Kansas City Royals, a pitcher, Jeff Montgomery. From the Milwaukee Brewers, infielder Paul Molitor. From the Minnesota Twins, infielder Chuck Knobloch. And a pitcher, Rick Aguilera. From the New York Yankees, outfielder Roberto Kelly. From the Oakland Athletics, pitcher Dennis Eckersley. From the Seattle Mariners, infielder Edgar Martinez. From the Texas Rangers, catcher Ivan Rodriguez. And outfielder Ruben Sierra. From the Toronto Blue Jays, pitcher Juan Guzman. And now, the American League starting lineup. First, the manager from the Minnesota Twins, Tom Kelly. Leading off from the Toronto Blue Jays, second baseman Roberto Alomar. Batting second from the Boston Red Sox, third baseman Wade Boggs. Hitting third from the Minnesota Twins, left fielder Kirby Puckett. Batting fourth from the Toronto Blue Jays, right fielder Joe Carter. Hitting fifth from the Oakland Athletics, first baseman Mark McGuire. Batting sixth from the Baltimore Orioles, shortstop Cal Ripken Jr. Batting seventh from the Seattle Mariners, center fielder Ken Griffey Jr. Hitting eighth from the Cleveland Indians, catcher Sandy Alomar. And warming up in the bullpen from the Texas Rangers, tonight's starting pitcher, Kevin Brown. And now, the National League All-Stars. First, the trainers from the Los Angeles Dodgers, Bill Buehler. And from the San Diego Padres, Bob Day. The batting practice staff from the Atlanta Braves, Jimmy Williams. Clarence Jones. And in the bullpen, Leo Mazzoni. The coaches from the San Francisco Giants, Roger Craig. From the St. Louis Cardinals, Joe Torre. And now the players from the National League. From the Atlanta Braves, outfielder Ron Gant. And the pitcher, John Smoltz. From the Chicago Cubs, pitcher Greg Maddux. From the Cincinnati Reds, outfielder Biff Roberts. And the pitcher, Norm Charlton. From the Houston Astros, infielder Craig Biggio. And the pitcher, Doug Jones. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, infielder Mike Sharperson. From the Montreal Expos, pitcher Dennis Martinez. And outfielder Larry Walker. From the New York Mets, pitcher David Cone. From the Philadelphia Phillies, catcher Darren Dalton. And the first baseman, John Kruk. From the St. Louis Cardinals, catcher Tom Pagnozzi. Pitcher Bob Tewksbury. And the pitcher Lee Smith. From the San Diego Padres, infielder Tony Fernandez. And infielder Gary Sheffield. From the San Francisco Giants, first baseman Will Clark. And now the National League starting lineup. First, the manager of the National League from the Atlanta Braves, Bobby Cox. Leading off from the St. Louis Cardinals, shortstop Ozzie Smith. Batting second from the San Diego Padres, right fielder Tony Gwynn. Hitting third from the Pittsburgh Pirates, left fielder Barry Bonds. Batting fourth from the San Diego Padres, first baseman Fred Madrid. Batting fifth from the Atlanta Braves, third baseman Terry Pendleton. Batting sixth from the Pittsburgh Pirates, center fielder Andy Van Slyke. Hitting seventh from the Chicago Cubs, second baseman Ryne Sandberg. Batting eighth from the San Diego Padres, catcher Benito Santiago. Warming up in the bullpen is tonight's starting pitcher from the Atlanta Braves, Tom Glavine. And now, to honor the two great nations in which Major League Baseball is played, please rise and welcome a Tony Award winner, Len Cariou, as he sings "O Canada."
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons command, with glowing we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And now, please join the EMI recording artist and Grammy Award winner Wilson Phillips as they sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say just as star-spangled banner yet waves for the land of the free and the home of the
Nothing like it, don't you think? Our CBS Sports coverage of the 63rd Major League Baseball All-Star Game will continue after a message from your local station.
Arnold Palmer, Chichi Rodriguez, and the field of living legends. The Ameritech Senior Open this weekend on CBS Sports.
Hey, sports fans, I'm Howie Mandel. Watch my show tomorrow night, Howie. I play a middle-aged woman who solves crimes. No, that's Murder, She Wrote. But my show's funny.
Watch Howie Wednesday. This is CBS.
If this woman had personal secretary, the voice messaging service from GTE,
Good morning, gentlemen.
she could get reminder calls about important meetings. She could have her messages taken, even while she's on the phone.
Flow chart shows
She could even get wake-up calls so she doesn't oversleep.
sales are going through the roof.
Of course, her boss could always give her one of those. GTE Personal Secretary.
Whoa.
It's the answer to the answering machine.
Oh, no.
The drive-thru at Frisch's is starting people's days right with great breakfasts, like a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich served on a biscuit made from scratch. There's food for any time, like a tasty fish sandwich and onion rings. And don't forget everybody's favorite, the Frisch's Big Boy. There's a big slice of our strawberry pie for dessert, or how about a delicious piece of hot fudge cake? No matter what time it is, it's the right time to stop by your neighborhood Frisch's Big Boy drive-thru. It's great food for people on the go.
You know, Diet Pepsi's now for everyone. That's right, Ray. Meet my twin brother, Irv.
And our twin sister, Irvette.
With caffeine-free Diet Pepsi, I get all that great taste, but with no caffeine. Sing it, brother. You got the right one, baby. It's irresistible, uncontestably tasteable, and caffeine-free. You got the right one, baby.
Is 100% The Wildcats pump the weights to get ready for the fall. We'll show it to you tonight following the ball game.
Welcome back to San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium. They're about to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Baseball's last 400 hitter. Hall of Famer Ted Williams will be out here shortly. Right now, you're looking at the honorary managers, Jimmy Reese, who is a conditioning coach for the Angels, and, of course, the great Willie Mays standing there looking on as the ceremonial part of our All-Star game gets underway. There's Jimmy, chewing on, I suppose, some bubble gum, and Willie Mays looking on there.
That's all you need,
Let's listen in now to the PA announcer, Bruce Binkowski, as they bring out Ted Williams, and he'll get some round of applause, folks. Ted Williams warming up that right arm there. He is a San Diego native and has had a great week here. They named a highway after him. And there's a familiar face, the President of the United States, George Bush, an avid baseball fan.
There we go.
I think he got it over the plate. It doesn't matter, folks. He is Ted Williams, and a former baseball star from Yale. A nice moment. I suppose it's appropriate here in San Diego to turn the proceedings over now to a pair of Big Macs, Tim McCarver and Sean McDonough. Gentlemen, have a good one.
Thank you very much, Pat, and good evening, everybody. What a nice moment that was, not only for Ted Williams, but that was his son, John Henry, alongside. Tim, they say that good pitching will always beat good hitting, and certainly in recent All-Star game history, that has been the case. Over the last 8 years, there's been a total of only 37 runs scored. Should we look for another pitcher's game here tonight?
I think all things point to another low-scoring All-Star game, what with the winningest pitchers in baseball going against one another, Tommy Glavine and Kevin Brown. The last time that happened back in 1971, however, Doc Ellis pitched for the National League against Vida Blue for the American League, and there were 6 home runs hit and 10 runs scored. Of course, it's twilight time, but there's no sun out, and I think that's going to help the hitters a lot.
So perhaps some unexpected fireworks here in San Diego tonight as the American League is looking for its 5th straight win. It would be the American League's longest All-Star game winning streak ever. And how bad has it been for the NL in recent years? Not a single member of this year's National League squad has ever knocked in a run in All-Star game competition. The first pitch after this.
And this is what Rob Dibble gets paid for. The situation, bottom of the ninth, runners in the corners with 1 out.
And you know he's going to be going with his best. He'll be bringing some heat. Chalk up another K for Rob Dibble.
Pinnacle by Score.
Craftsman Hot Buys mean red-hot savings right now at Sears. This Craftsman professional quality 13-drawer chest and cabinet with heavy-duty casters is a sizzling deal at $299.98. The buys are red-hot this week at Sears.
Here's another great reason to switch to Pizza Hut delivery. Free pie in July.
Free pie in July.
Get a free medium single-topping pizza when you buy a large pepperoni lovers, meat lovers, or supreme pizza at regular price.
Free pie in July at Pizza Hut.
If you think all real estate organizations are alike, there's something you should know. In a nationwide survey, homeowners were asked which real estate organization they think could do the most to help you sell your home. And the name that came up most often was Century 21, by a very big margin, 5 to 1. Shouldn't you have the one that's head and shoulders above the rest? Century 21.
Welcome back to San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium, site of the 63rd Major League Baseball All-Star Game. And for the second straight year, it's left-hander Tom Glavine of the Atlanta Braves to start for the National League.
Tom Glavine with the winningest record in the National League, 13 wins. Kevin Brown, his opponent, with 14 wins. You can look for the fastball inside and outside to right-handers, a devastating changeup, and his breaking ball is his third best pitch. Backing up Tom Glavine, glittered with gold. 37 gold gloves on the defense tonight. Barry Bonds in left field. Andy Van Slyke with 3 straight gold gloves in center. Tony Gwynn will be the right fielder. Terry Pendleton's first All-Star game at third base. Ozzie Smith will be the shortstop. Ryan Sandberg at second base. San Diego's own Fred McGriff at first. Benito Santiago behind the plate.
Tom Glavine, the first senior circuit pitcher to start in back-to-back years since Robin Roberts 37 years ago. He said in 1992 he was out to prove that 1991 and his Cy Young Award was no fluke. And he's made that point very clearly. Tom Glavine is again his league's best pitcher. And with his first pitch of this 1992 All-Star game, he truly has achieved stardom. We're underway. Roberto Alomar with a swing and a miss for strike one. Alomar at .323, 6 homers, 45 driven in. He'll be followed by Wade Boggs and Kirby Puckett. It's quickly 0-2. The umpires with the honor of working this game: Doug Harvey of the National League behind the plate, Rich Garcia at first, Harry Wendelstedt at second, Greg Kosk at third, Tom Hallion along the left field line, and Tim Sheeta in right. On the ground to second, Brian Sandberg to Fred McGriff for the first out of the 1992 All-Star game.
We mentioned it in the opening. Fortunately, no shadows with which to contend by the hitters. So the hitters are very, very happy. It is an overcast evening here in San Diego. Much easier to see.
Wade Boggs enduring the worst of his 10 seasons in Major League Baseball. He's never hit below 300 in the major leagues. He's at 263 at the moment. Tom Glavine has yet to throw Wade Boggs an all-star strike. Last year he faced his idol, Wade Boggs, and walked him on 4 pitches in the All-Star game at Toronto. Glavine grew up admiring Wade Boggs in suburban Boston. He's from Billerica, Massachusetts, and he said yesterday, I should at least be able to throw him 1 strike this time, but he hasn't yet. It's 2-0.
Wade Boggs, his 7th consecutive start, and that is the all-time record for American League third baseman. A lot of those out here in Southern California.
Ready to go after the beach ball delay, and Boggs sends it straight back. Finally, Tom Glavine has thrown Wade Boggs a strike in all-star competition. Boggs usually rises to the occasion in this spotlight. He's hoping this all-star game will serve as a springboard for the second half of the year. That's a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. The bases are empty in the top of the first.
Tommy Glavine, the 11th National League pitcher to start 2 consecutive years. Our Major League pitcher, you mentioned Robin Roberts back in 53, 4, and 5 earlier. The last time an American League pitcher did it, Dave Steve did it back in 1983 and 84.
The 2-2. Breaking ball fouled straight back. Wade Boggs has never struck out in all-star competition in 19 plate appearances. Only Charlie Gehringer, Red Shane Dienst, and Ron Santo have had more all-star plate appearances without ever striking out. Up the middle, a base hit. Wade Boggs, the game's first base runner. With Wade Boggs at first, we get our first look at base cam. We have a camera inside the first base bag that will give you a unique view of the runners as they take their lead.
You might know that one of the slower runners on either side will be leading off. Not much of a chance for Wade Boggs to be running. Only one stolen base this year.
Kirby Puckett sends the first pitch out of play.
So much for childhood idols, by the way.
That's right.
Wade Boggs, as Sean mentioned, the childhood idol of Tommy Glavine, and he rips one back through the box right off the glove of Glavine.
Puckett with a little pop-up in shallow center. A late start for Van Slyke, and it falls in. So perhaps the hitters won't be the only ones affected by the twilight at game time, as Andy Van Slyke, a Gold Glove outfielder, got a very late jump on that looping single into center for Kirby Puckett.
Van Slyke's first step was back, and then by the time he broke in, Kirby Puckett, who had hit the ball off the end of the bat, Van Slyke had no chance for it. So I guess it would probably affect the fielders more than it would the hitters. 4 straight Gold Gloves for Andy Van Slyke.
Joe Carter, a late entry into the starting lineup. He got the starting nod against Tom Glavine when Jose Canseco had to be scratched with a shoulder injury. Fouled back to the screen. Wasn't it wonderful to hear the great hands during the introductions, Tim, not only for the 5 current San Diego Padres, but for the 6 former Padres, including Joe Carter.
I think the 6 ex-Padres, and Bip Roberts started it all. Bip now with Cincinnati. I think theirs were at least as loud as the current Padres. A lot of Padres here tonight.
Base hit for Carter. Boggs is a slow runner, but he's being waved in and then stopped at the last moment by Buck Showalter. And it's a good thing for the American League that Boggs was stopped. And the bases are loaded for the American League with nobody out. 3 straight singles by Boggs, Puckett, and now Carter.
Wade Boggs being held at third base by Buck Showalter. Boggs, we mentioned, is not a fast runner. Look at Fred McGriff right there. Kirby Puckett too far off of second base. And had McGriff caught the ball, he throws behind Puckett, and I think Kirby would have been an out at second base.
Bases loaded and 1 out for Mark McGwire. He leads the majors with 28 home runs. That one nearly sailed to the backstop, saved by Santiago. Tom Glavine's only difficulty in recent years has been in the first inning. If he can get through the first inning unscathed, quite often he'll work a shutout. That's outside. He's nibbling with McGwire, and it's 2-0.
There should be a yellow light in a catcher's mitt in situations like this. Very, very dangerous situation. 2 balls, no strikes. Glavine has to throw a strike, and McGwire with 12 home runs yesterday in the home run hitting contest.
Joe Glavine was watching that. There's the 4th straight base hit. Boggs has scored. Puckett waved around. Van Slyke's throw, not in time. And the American League has a 2-0 lead.
Kirby Puckett came awfully close to missing third base. That was a fine throw by Van Slyke, the 4th straight hit. All have been up the middle, by the way, off of Tommy Glavine. 2 RBIs for McGwire. Van Slyke charging hard, and his throw and sweep tag by Santiago not in time to get Puckett. But Puckett came very close to missing third base as he rounded the bag.
Still just 1 out. Glavine has surrendered 4 straight hits. And the 6th batter of the first inning is Cal Ripken Jr. of the Baltimore Orioles. Fastball high for ball 1. Tom Glavine says he's been working to solve the first inning problems. He goes out to the bullpen in recent days a bit earlier than he used to, and he allows himself a bit more time in the dugout and clubhouse before he goes out to the mound. That's down the right field line. Gwynn on the run. He can't get it. He cut it off to prevent it from getting to the wall. Carter has scored. McGuire to third. The throw to second, and he's out. Great throw from the corner by the Gold Glover, Tony Gwynn.
What a terrific play by Tony Gwynn. He cut it off and then throws an in-between hop to Ozzie Smith, and the sure-handed Smith makes a terrific play on the other end. Boy, that is a great play by Gwynn and Smith. Look at that pickup, and the tag, actually Ripken sliding into the tag made by Ozzie.
Now Ken Griffey Jr. He looked at strike one. So 5 straight hits now for the American League. Ripken thrown out trying to stretch his to a double. 17 Gold Gloves between that tandem of Gwynn and Smith.
5 for Tony and 12 for Ozzie Smith.
McGuire at third with 2 outs. 3 runs on 5 hits in the first for the American League. Sinking fast, a base hit. McGuire trots home, and it's 4-0. And the National League fans here in San Diego are growing a bit restless with Tom Glavine as Ken Griffey Jr. drives in the 4th run with the 6th consecutive single.
And all-star hitters are not very concerned with scouting reports normally. However, all of Glavine's pitches have been away. There have been 5 hits hit to center field and 1 to the opposite field by Cal Ripken Jr. So evidently the American League hitters coming out expecting the ball away, getting the ball away, and hitting it properly and not trying to pull it.
Griffey Jr. at first with 2 outs. Glavine retired the first batter of the game routinely. Roberto Alomar went out on the ground ball to second. Boggs, Puckett, Carter, McGuire, Ripken, and Griffey have singled consecutively, and here's the 8th batter of the inning, Cleveland catcher Sandy Alomar Jr. It's the first time in All-Star Game history that there have been 6 consecutive hits.
Wow.
And in the bullpen, Greg Maddux of the Chicago Cubs is warming up. High and tight. 1-1 on Sandy Alomar Jr., the 3rd consecutive junior to bat for the American League, following Cal Ripken Jr. and Ken Griffey Jr., the American League in this case.
Why they call it
the junior circuit.
That's why they call it the junior circuit, right?
In the hole, base hit off the glove of Ozzie Smith. 7 straight singles. Griffey Jr. to second on the play. So much for the problems in the twilight, although as you noted at the outset, there is cloudiness overhead, and that is definitely helping the hitter.
Yeah, there's no problem because you don't have the shadows that are normally there between the pitcher's mound and home plate when the starting time is like this. The ball just off the glove of Ozzie Smith. Wow, 7 straight hits.
It's the first time there have ever been 7 hits in an inning, consecutive or otherwise.
Wow. A lot of wows so far.
So the pitcher, Kevin Brown, unexpectedly gets to bat before he has ever thrown an all-star pitch. I wonder if this will help or hurt Kevin Brown as he prepares to go out to the mound in the bottom of the inning.
Are you kidding? With 4-run cushion?
However, he probably didn't expect to hit.
Pitchers love to hit in the first inning.
1-2 the count. Nothing American League. We're still on the top of the first. First and second and 2 outs, and Brown strikes out, and the nightmare's first inning comes to an end for Tom Glavine. Ozzie Smith, Tony Gwynn, and Barry Bonds will get the National League started when we come back to San Diego, Jack Murphy Stadium.
It's the first week of spring training, and a bunch of nice old ladies show up.
Say cheese. Wonderful.
Nice, until we started working out.
You call that exercising?
Hey, Grandma, I don't see you doing it.
We finished?
In your dreams, homeboy.
Finally. Cold putts for everybody.
Attaboy.
Let it rain. Let it snow. You've got Michelin's new all-season MXV4. A luxury performance tire with a very special feature. Climate control. Michelin. Because so much is riding on your tires.
Every sports sedan is supposed to do well in the fast lane. But what about these lanes? At Lexus, we've achieved extremely tight tolerances between all major body panels. So not only does the ES300 look like it's put together well, it actually is put together well.
From the director of Roger Rabbit and Back to the Future comes a movie that's totally twisted. Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis, and Goldie Hawn. Death Becomes Her. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, July 31st.
CBS Sports coverage of the 63rd All-Star Game from San Diego is brought to you by Toyota, reminding you to always buckle up. Do it for those who love you. Pinnacle by Score, serious cards for a serious game. And by Budweiser, the king of beers with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud.
Here at San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium, the American League with 4 runs on a record 7 hits in the first inning off Tom Glavine. And that cushion is handed to Kevin Brown of the Texas Rangers, the first Ranger pitcher ever to start an All-Star game.
Kevin with a devastating sinker. As a matter of fact, he throws about 2.5 ground balls for every fly ball that he throws. The only pitcher in the major leagues with a better ratio of ground balls is Bill Swift. Bill, of course, the pitcher for the San Francisco Giants, but look for a lot of ground balls off Kevin Brown.
Ozzie Smith leads off. And Brown's first ever All-Star pitch is a strike. Brown's 27 years old from McIntyre, Georgia.
City of Atlanta should be proud tonight. Tommy Glavine representing Atlanta, and Kevin Brown attended Georgia Tech University down in Big A.
You have to empathize with Tom Glavine. He said last year he was such a nervous wreck he really didn't stop to enjoy the game until it was too late. This year he said he was going to be much more relaxed and enjoy it, but he could not have enjoyed that first inning. 1-2 on the Wizard of Oz. And that's fouled off the mask of Sandy Alomar Jr. You mentioned Georgia Tech. Kevin Brown, believe it or not, was a walk-on at Georgia Tech. Not only was he not drafted or even scouted by any major league team while he was at Wilkinson County High School about 100 miles outside of Atlanta, he wasn't even recruited by a college baseball program. And he starts with a strikeout of Ozzie Smith. A borderline pitch on the outside corner, and Doug Harvey of the National League rings up Smith.
From the San Diego Padres,
now Mr. Padre. Tony Gwynn said other than playing in the World Series for San Diego in 1984, this All-Star game in his hometown would be his next biggest thrill.
Last All-Star game here in San Diego back in 1978.
Gwynn in the air in left center. Kirby Puckett playing left field tonight makes the catch on the edge of the warning track. 2 down in the bottom of the first. The American League with a 4-0 lead. been unusually humid here in Southern California in recent days. The locals complaining about the heat. Now Barry Bonds.
About the only thing they can complain about in this area.
And even then, they can't complain about the humidity very often. Jack McDowell of the Chicago White Sox is warming in the American League bullpen. In the air again to left. Kirby Puckett makes the catch. 4 runs in the first inning, ties an all-star game record done 3 other times. The American League comes up again, leading 4-0.
From all of us at Pepsi, go get 'em, Magic.
You won't believe what goes into the preseason sale at JCPenney. Like incredible savings throughout the store on next season's newest fashions. For him. For her. For the kids. And for the home. When you consider everything that goes into the JCPenney preseason sale, you'll appreciate the great values you get out of it even more. Official outfitter of the U.S. Olympic team.
All cars are made with sheets of metal. But one of these sheets is actually a sandwich of steel, resin, and steel used by Lexus to help quiet the cabin of the LS400. Care to guess which one?
Four nothing American League after 1. Let's listen into more of Tom Kelly's comments before the game.
Boys, let's have some fun today, and everybody be ready to play the first inning. We don't want to lose the game in the first inning. Let's win the game in the first inning. We can do that. Let's have a good day.
He's a prophet.
He is indeed.
Tom Glavine delivers the first pitch of the second low. Roberto Alomar leads off for the second straight inning. He started the ball game by bouncing to second. He starts the second with a looping base hit into right center. In defense of Tom Glavine, very few of these base hits have been rockets. But the fact is, 8 hits are now on the board for the American League.
And everybody has said this is a great area for young people. It's a great singles area, and this game proves it. 8 singles in 1+ innings.
Now Wade Boggs with the first of the 7 consecutive singles last inning, and he scored the game's first run. Out of play. No pitcher in All-Star game history has ever allowed 8 hits in an All-Star game. Matter of fact, the last man to yield 7 was Tommy Bridges of the Tigers way back in 1937. Alomar leads away from first. Boggs, that's well hit to left, and Bonds makes the catch. Right along the line, they rule it in foul territory, and he had to contend with the bullpen mound as well.
Fine play by Barry Bonds. And there's that mound with which Bonds had to contend, as Sean said, tripping over the mound. And he has the wherewithal to turn and throw the ball to second base. I think bullpen mound should be out of the playing field in Major League Baseball. That is a very dangerous area. And when a fast runner is running as hard as Bonds was, it could cause a serious injury, and almost did.
Kirby Puckett, the batter. 1 strike the count. He singled to center and scored in the first. The American League batting in the second with a 4-0 lead. Alomar with a great jump, and the high throw goes into center field. Alomar remains at second. It's a stolen base, and now you hear some boos for Benito Santiago. The big question here in San Diego the last couple of days was, would he be booed or cheered during the introductions, because he has been being booed regularly at home.
Alomar with 53 stolen bases last year, 18 this year. And Santiago's throw is high. As a matter of fact, Santiago has led the National League in errors 4 of the last 5 years. That was no error, however.